Hey everybody, guess what? I'm here this morning. I know I told y'all yesterday I wasn't going to do sunrise, but you know what? The Lord has other plans. I told y'all, He changes His mind daily. The Lord, Jesus, He told me to take a break yesterday. And I thought, hey, sunrise, I guess it was just for yesterday. I don't know. Or maybe it's just He wants me to be sporadic about it. I don't know. I told you I don't have to go with what He tells me about that day. So He's like the wind. I told you that. So anyway, sitting here spending my time with the Lord this morning. Got up 5 o'clock this morning, up early. Saw the moon smiling at me. Thought about the Lord. I'm sitting here reading my Bible, reading about Jonah. I don't know why the Lord just had me go to Jonah this morning. That's the message, though, from Jonah. He gave me a really good word about it. Jonah's a short book, but it's profound. You know, Jonah, he didn't want to do what God told him to do. So he ran. He got on that ship. He fell asleep in the hold. Shows he didn't have much fear of the Lord at first. You fall asleep after you done ran from God, what He told you to do. And He come woke him up when that sea started tossing and turning and that boat was about to sink. How you can sleep like a time like this? Get up. I, of course, the men on that boat didn't know what was going on. They started asking questions, started casting some lots, and they fell on Jonah. And they asked Jonah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What you done did? The Lord's against us. What you done did? So Jonah tells them, and these men at first have compassion on him. And they don't go straight to want to toss him overboard and kill him or anything, you know. They try first against this storm. It says they rowed hard. They knew it was going to work. They said, we can't. God's against us. We can't defy Him. And then Jonah says, just throw me overboard. Throw me overboard. It's the only way. And Jonah goes, does what God told him to do. And because the city and Nineveh repented and turned it, God wasn't going to destroy it. And Jonah, when he tells Jonah, Jonah's upset. What do you mean? You know? I done told everybody what you said, and now you say something different. Jonah goes, sits down and says, I just wish I was dead. I can't believe you ain't gonna destroy these wicked folks. After everything they done, after everything I've been through, to bring them this message, and I can't believe you ain't gonna do this. They deserve it. He goes, sits down, and it says there's this plant that grows up over his head. The sun's shining down on his head, hot. He sits down, and he's sitting there stewing, looking at the city like, you know, God sure needs to destroy this place. Plant. And then the plant withers and dies. And Jonah's like, I can't believe this plant. What happened? Oh my gosh. This plant died. Now I ain't got no shade on my head. Now I really wish. And he was sad for the plant. He was sad that the plant died. Because the plant provided him with shade. And it provided him with a benefit to himself. It was a personal benefit. And he was sad that plant died. And Jonah was just all up in himself because that plant died. And God says to Jonah, I'm going to read it to you. And God said to Jonah, this is Jonah, the book of Jonah, chapter 4, starting in verse 9. And God said to Jonah, doest thou well to be angry for that gourd? And Jonah said, I do well to be angry, even unto death. He was mad that that gourd died. He said, I'll be mad forever. I'll die mad that that gourd died. Then said the Lord, thou hast had pity on the gourd, for thee which thou hast not labored, neither madest it grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night. And should not I spare Nineveh, that great city, wherein are more than 60,000 persons, that cannot discern between their right hand and their left hand, and also much cattle. God was saying to Jonah, that you're having pity on this small thing, this plant that provided you with a temporary benefit, a thing in which you had no hand in, whether it lived or it died. But yet you cannot have compassion on this multitude and masses of people in this city. Your priorities are out of order, Jonah. Not only that, you're seeing people, a wicked people, wickedness. I see persons. I see individuals. I see hearts and minds that don't know their right hand from their left. You can have compassion on a plant, but you can't have compassion on a person. You can have compassion when people are in front of your face. Those men on that ship he had compassion on. They stood in front of his face, and he seen them as individuals. But when he looked at the city of Nineveh, he didn't see individuals. He saw a collective. He saw a nameless or a faceless group, not necessarily nameless. People refer to a group or a collective or a category. And it's easy to harbor a prejudice or indifference toward a faceless group, especially if they are your nation's historical enemies, as the Ninevites were to the Israelites. Jonah saw the Ninevites as an undifferentiated mass of wicked people. There's a lot of that goes on today. When you look at a group, whatever category or name you might give it, and you see that mass as something that your mind has worked up as an enemy. He didn't see the individuals. Persons emphasizes the unique individual human being. It implies recognizing their personal stories, their potential for change, and their inherent value. God, in contrast to us, and in contrast to Jonah, saw the Ninevites as 120,000 persons, 120,000 individuals who didn't know any better. Just as Jesus said when he saw the world from that cross. He didn't see a mass. He saw a world full of individuals. And he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Each individual one. When God said they didn't know their right hand from their left, was a phrase that pointed to their innocence and vulnerability, especially that of their children. The Old Testament tells us, the law of Moses, the law of God tells us you're not supposed to hold children responsible for the sins of the fathers. Children don't deserve your anger, no matter who they are. They're persons. They're individuals. They're innocent. God sees each person. He even said the much cattle. They inhabit the city. He even cares for the animals. How much more would he care for you or an individual? It says consider sparrows. God cares for each of them as much as he cares for each individual person. Man's priorities and God's priorities are all together different. It's easy. When you look someone in the face to Raven, saying hello this morning. But it's a lot harder to see a person over the mass of people. God looks on the heart. If we want to be after his heart, we got to start looking on that too. That should be our priority. Always. If it's not, in his eyes, we're failing greatly, just like Jonah. Well, it's the Lord's message today, or this morning. I got things I gotta do today. I got a court date. I don't know what's gonna happen. Not one bit concerned. You know why? Not because I don't fear the Lord, but because I trust him. I can only hope and pray. I'll see you back here at sunset. I'll see all y'all back here at sunset, I guess. Unless the Lord has other plans. I don't know. Y'all have a good day.